no parent is going to get it right all the time.
But if you don't have the same experiences.
But to Rory's point, which side of the token were you? Like, because my two older brothers are my half brothers, and they were my dad's first crack at like marriage in a household. That failed.
Yeah.
I'm the family. I'm the result of the one with me and my brother, with me, Kendall and I, that he figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's those two sides of the coin. It's like, are you the half that didn't work out with the marriage, or are you the half that did?
I definitely didn't work out.
So you were on the not workout side.
Are you the Bruce Jenner family or the Bruce Kardashian family?
Means. I don't. It's kind of weird.
Well, Bruce Jenner ran from his original family and then raised 10 kids.
Oh yeah, no.
That
it wasn't like that. Like my dad was just, you know, battling addiction, in and out of prison. So none of us really had like 100%
okay
dad like around. Like he was, you know, in and out of the system, and you know, dealing with his addiction and his mental health and things like that. But as we got older, we started to develop that bond. Dad was around more. And you could see him actively trying to make up for the times he wasn't around. But, you know, like I tell, you know, me and my brother was talking a few years ago, and it was like, you got to just tell him like, yo, Pop, it's you don't got to try to make up for that. Like, it's okay. Like, we're here now. We all have, you know, a healthy relationship now. Let's just keep building on that. Like, don't try to make up for, you know, the mishaps in the past. But it's I think as long as everybody is open-minded and willing to get to a place of understanding, forgiveness, love, respect, I think it's you know, it's pretty easy to navigate. But you have to be at that point of forgiveness and not harboring on shit. You know, you weren't around and you weren't at my first game, and it's like, he wasn't at none of our first games. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, you guys sound very mature in that. I think you guys are kind of an exception to that situation.
But no, like, you know what it really is?
If he wasn't there for any of you, then one of y'all can't be upset with each other. Like, for example, me and my little sister were the kids where like we were like my dad's like crack at like really, really raising like a family. So before me and my older siblings' relationship developed and we created a stronger bond, I am a certified daddy's girl. When you didn't have your dad to be that to you, hearing your younger siblings say, oh, she's a daddy's girl, oh, she this and that, it can cause resentment and like eye rolls, like, oh yeah, he's the greatest dad ever. He wasn't a great dad to me.
Right. That's why I said you got to be at that place of forgiveness, maturity, understanding. Like, I think we're just all at that place where it's like, Pop, it's cool. Like, we not tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Happen with everybody.
It doesn't. Trust me, I know. I got friends that to this day still hate their parents, but you have to get to that place of forgiveness and just understand, like, yo, like, when we're born, we just feel like, because we just know our parents have always been our parents. You don't realize, like, yo, they were teenagers at one point. They were trying to figure out life. They were partying. They were trying to like have fun. Like, they were trying to figure shit out. Like, and then add drug addiction into that. It's like, as you become an adult and you out in the world and you start looking around, like, you just look at some of the friends that you went to school with and where they're at in their lives now. It's like, you understand, like, damn, like, we was all just in high school. Now, like, this dude is strung out. This dude is dead. This dude got 5 kids by 4 different women. Like, you start realizing, like, oh shit, this is what our parents went through. Like, we are now what our parents were doing, like, or what they were going through and learning what they were learning. Like, so you can't put so much, you know, weight on your parents of, you weren't there. It's just like, they may have tried, but then they were human and they were young and they was trying to figure shit out, and then they got arrested, and you know, it's like, shit, life happens, and having kids and trying to navigate it is not as easy as people make it out to be. It's like, give some grace to your parents for, damn, like, okay, I understand, but only if you know that your parents genuinely are at a place of like, damn, I see where now if your parents are still like, well, look, y'all turned out all right, like, it's like, yeah, but that's not the energy to have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. But I am grateful that in a lot of ways that my dad did have a bunch of kids, because
it makes sense.
Family is so big now. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews that are doing beautiful things. I have a bunch of brothers and sisters that are, you know, doing things. And it's like, I get it now. Like, now I understand it. Like, selfishly, you wanted your parent to be there all the time. But it's like, as you become a adult, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, I got a brother that lives in Arizona. I got a brother that live in Florida. I got sister that live in Texas. I got You know what I'm saying? So I got nieces and nephews all over the map and they're doing good things and everybody is, striving. It's like, I can't be mad. Like, what exactly would I be mad at?
Did your mom ever keep you from
Absolutely
your other siblings?
Oh, no, not my siblings. My dad at one point, yes. Yeah. But only because he was still
he was a bad
addiction and shit like that.
But like I know
she didn't want me to see
sometimes
that.
like when it comes to like the baby mamas, they don't fuck around with each other. It's like,
I mean, it was some of that, when I was young. Now looking back, I know it was some of that, but once we reached a certain age, that energy wasn't going. My mother was always on the side of, if you want that relationship, then go have that relationship. Build that relationship. She never kept me from it. She, hid certain things from me that she didn't want me to see. You know what I mean? Just because I was young and she, you're just not at an age where that's the type of things you should be exposed to. But as I got older, my mom was 100% like champion in building a relationship with my dad and my siblings. Like,
does
100%.
She have a relationship with any of your siblings that aren't hers?
Absolutely. My mom got one of my brothers the job that he still currently has. And he's probably had that job for like 20 years. And my mom got him that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like things like that. It's like, yo, we family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, like, yo, we family, bro. Like, the way it happened, maybe, selfishly, you wanted things to go a different way. It didn't go that way. So what are we going to do? Just be for the rest of our life? Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, hell no, we ain't doing that. But again, you have to be at that space where you're willing to accept that and embrace that. You can't fight against that. Like, yo, embrace it. We're family, love each other. We only here for a short time. Don't spend it being upset because you didn't have a relationship with a man that you wanted and you want him to be around and just only be with you. Like, I get it, but it didn't go that way.
When your father was like at the point that it made sense to like start, I guess, to make amends and all that entire thing, were all your siblings on board to have that process, or was it kind of staggered in an individual experience with each person as far as the time it took? Or was this like a group chat, like, hey, we're ready to talk to dad?
I think it just got to a point where, and it's funny, I think death in the families brought us a lot closer.
Yeah,
that's usually the case.
I can see that. Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but I think that, like, when my brother passed, that was like I think that was the moment where it was like, yo,
yeah,
we have to be here for each other. We have to love each other. We have to spend time with each other. We have to check in on each other. That was the moment where it was like, we have to make sure we have this bond and this connection with each other because we never know. You know what I'm saying? And,
for sure.
One of us goes, it's so many, if you don't have that relationship, it's so many things unanswered.
Yeah.
It's so many conversations you didn't get to have, and you start to have resentment to that. And you just realize, like, why didn't we ever build these moments and these memories and this bond? Like, for what? Like, it's just stupid. And, again, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get to that space, but it's absolutely worth it. And it's beautiful once you get over that hump of personal feelings, personal resentment and shit like that. Once you get over that hump, on the other side of that, it's beautiful.
No